Hi everyone, it's Gina with Peonies of America. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, you can see behind me, we're going to take a tour of the above ground boxes real quick, and it's the peonies. They are really coming along. I'm getting buds on many of them. They're fixing to bloom maybe about 7 days or so, but I'm going to have some warm weather coming up. We just had about an inch or two of rain last night, and then with this warm weather, it's really going to push these peonies along. And don't forget, I'm in grow zone 7B, so I'm a little bit farther south than many of you, so my plants might be a little bit farther along. So I'm just going to show you. This will kind of give you an idea also of how peonies look before they're going to bloom, and these are first year plants. These are first year. I do have some 4- and 5-year-old plants I can show, but right now we're just going to stick to the first year plants in the above ground boxes, okay? Okay, so here we go. Here's some of my tulips that didn't really grow very well. They're little shorties, and we'll see if I get any more coming up. But let's go ahead and take this tour. I'm going to start on this above ground box right here, and I have 4 above ground boxes. These are the narrower ones, and these are all Sarah Bernhardt's in here. So this is a mid variety, a mid to late variety, and the peonies that I grow, I usually only go to mid-late because it just gets too hot in Oklahoma for the late varieties to come. By mid-May, we could even reach into the 90s, and peonies do not like the heat. So I just felt like they would not do well. So the Sarah Bernhardt's are usually a mid to mid-late. And you can see, I'm going to come down here, and they have just really grown from the last week that we came out here. I'm seeing buds, mini buds, little buds. They all look really nice. Many of these are just really have a lot of pretty foliage and no buds at all, which they're first year plants, and I did not expect any buds on a first year plant, but usually you do. You can get a few, but they just look marvelous. Here's one with a bud, another little bud, and it may not flower, it may not bloom. It's there, but it may not. A lot of times people on their first year plants, also their peony plants, if you do see a bud, you can take it out. You can pinch them out. And what that does is it helps the plant grow healthier, puts more energy into the bare root and gives it a little bit better growing, instead of a young plant putting energy into trying to bloom. A lot of breeders will pick out those first year buds, and it is a very good thing to do. I don't see a whole lot on some of these plants that are real small. If there is a bud, make sure it's a bud, not a leaf starting to grow. So, but anyway, these look great. Oh, my little dog. And I've got some other flowers in here, and they're really coming on now. Here's one with a nice bud on it. And again, I don't expect to have blooms. This one has a lot of foliage and no blooms. Here's some bachelor buttons. And again, this bed has the Sarah Bernhardt's in it. Okay. So now I'm going to go over to the other above ground boxes. And I've got 4 out here. And the sun is just starting to go down. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at the boxes, y'all. They have really started to grow. And some of my other little plants in here that I have are really coming up too. My anemones really took off. And some first year peony plants. Look at the little bud on that. Look at the bud on that. All of them are really coming up nice. This one here has 1, 2, 3, right, or 2 actually. I just picked that one again. Some of the later varieties right here. This one is not up very far, but it's a mid to a mid-late variety. Again, this one's a little later right here. This one here is definitely in early. It's just absolutely Beautiful. I've got some anemones growing over here, and there's more of it right here. Big, nice first-year plant. My lettuce did very well. Here's one that's not quite as far along, so it's probably a mid. This is the same variety. And it's got a little bud on it. It may bloom. Here's one that's not as far along. But anyway, you can really get an idea of how they've really come on. And I would say I'm going to have blooms on these probably in the next 2 weeks. A little bit later than last year. Last year I had blooms by this time. I checked my records. And I had blooms. Here's one that's really far along. This is a pink Hawaiian coral. I have the marker here. And so I'm so excited to see this one, a pink Hawaiian coral. Oh, it's going to be beautiful, y'all. Some lavender that I planted. Another really nice bloom right there going to happen. Look at that little sweet thing. And I've also planted some of the alliums, the shorter alliums in here today. You can kind of see my little path as I weaved through here with it. But anyway, I don't want to make the video too long and boring. I just wanted to show you how everything was looking. My Peony that I started from seed, if y'all watched that video from before, and there it is. It bloomed. Absolutely beautiful. And these are my above ground boxes, and I just wanted to show you how they were looking. I will come back on in about a week on the above ground unless I have blooms, which I don't expect to have any time, I mean like in a week or so. I do have this is a very large 5-year-old plant that's been here for a long time, and it's got buds all over it. And I checked my records last year, it had already bloomed. So this year's a lot later. And I'm suspecting it's from the real extreme cold that we had. But there's the above ground boxes, and great tour right there. And let's go check out the cutting field real quick. Okay, so I'm walking out to the cutting garden, and these are some of the above ground boxes that I also have out here. And this box right up here, these a lot of these are the patio peonies. So if you purchased patio peonies from me last year and you are growing those, they are much shorter, but they have buds all over them. They're absolutely incredible. Incredible. Little shorties, but look at the buds. Look at all the buds on these little shorties. This one here, so excited. I cannot wait to see. Cannot wait to see. This one has an incredible amount of buds on it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 on this first year. Look at the green lush it has. It's a beautiful patio peony. Another one here. They're just a lot shorter, but really nice sized buds on here. This one here looks like it's almost about a week away. And many, but really pretty plants, if you can see. The foliage on them are just beautiful. And again, these are the patio peonies. Here's a better view of the cutting garden out here. I usually get too close to the ground and you really can't see what it looks like out here. But here's the lines, and you can actually see how they're planted now by me doing a better scope around of them. So they have really grown in the last week. The other video I did, I was putting in the lavender, and here are the 3 lavender plants that I put in right here. And here is a much wider view. And as I go down the line, there are many different varieties I have in here. Many different varieties, early, mid, late blooming varieties. I had some that were overflow. Some of them I had put in here in December because they came late. I believe I put in 20 Mother's Choice, or 25 more of the Mother's Choice. But I've got Mon Jules Ellie, I've got the Coral Charms, the Pink Hawaiian Coral, Kansas, Paul M. Wild. Just so many are out here. Alexander Fleming, some real beauties. So these, I've got some that are really close to blooming. Like this one here is just, you can really get a nice look of that. It's fixing to bloom. These here are much earlier blooming, and they've got really nice size buds on them. I would say another week. And this whole line down here has got some really big buds on them. But again, I had blooms by this time last year. And so we're about a week or two off this year for blooms. And this is the cutting garden. These are first year peony plants. And again, that's where we came in. And I have one peony, tree peony, and it's right there, and it has a bloom on it, and the bloom, or the bud, is right there. So as soon as that blooms, I will show it to you. So we're gonna go in the barn and we're gonna look at that new baby real quick. And again, that's first year cutting garden, peony